I want to allow myself to be a little bit quirky or have just a little bit fun sometimes, however that might look like, even, on Instagram.
And every protection can be a shield or a wall, and that makes us maybe safe, but for sure also a little bit trapped.
We would be like in a very boring world.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited today because Max is back for a coaching session. And we had a couple of coaching sessions a month ago. And now I'm super curious what he comes with. And I hope everyone who is watching can get a lot of takeaways, a lot of insights out of this coaching session. And now, Max, let's start. You have all my attention. This time is all yours. Thank you for being here. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Today is a really exciting day because also there's an article in the newspaper about me and my work. So I'm really excited for this amazing day. So I really see how many, steps and how much I've grown already since we started working together. But obviously, always there's something next. So it's always important to keep on working on yourself. So that's why I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Mhm. Amazing. And congratulations. That's such a big thing and such an important thing that you have a newspaper article all about your beautiful work. And I'm so excited and happy for you. And for today, Max, what would be a dream outcome from this conversation today?
So, I feel I've made a lot of progress in regards to, getting clients and also, up leveling my whole offer. But I still feel I have a little bit of a uncertainty about my ideal client, like just my focus area, even though I sort of know it. I mean, I know it, but I still don't really feel confident in taking action. Yeah. So I would like to have clarity and to have a good feeling so I can really move forward with it and just have this internal blocks out of the way.
Yeah, amazing. Let's do that. I'm so excited. So, what I hear you say is that you want to work on your ideal client to narrow it even more down. You have already someone or a group in your mind, but there is something that makes you a little bit uncertain and that keeps you stuck
Mm.
in a way.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe let's start there. So, who is the ideal client you have in your mind?
So basically, again, I have a bit like two different ones. And also, probably that's where the lack of clarity comes from. So on the one hand, I mean, we've worked together and I came up with the word creatives. So I know I want to be working with people who are working in the creative industry. So this is obviously really broad. So I've on the one hand, I'd like to work with artists, celebrities, makeup artists, people who are working um really at the top level of their game. But also, I feel I could really open up myself to work with people who are working in the corporate world, in a creative industry, like in advertisement, in marketing, or even in the fashion industry, because that's my background. Um, and before I didn't really know, which position this person would be, but I really think it makes sense to work with people who are more in the leadership sphere. But at the same time, probably I'm also a little bit scared because I personally haven't been in a leadership role back when I was working in the creative industry.
Okay, so let's look at that. So, on the one hand, there are two areas, two main areas, and there is this creative, the artist. But those people you want to work with, they are on a high level in their expression of their work.
Mhm.
So, for example, makeup artists, professional makeup artists for celebrities or something like that.
Yes.
And on the other side, in the corporate world, but people who have a leadership role. Here is something that came up when you think about it, and that when you were in the corporate world, which was in the fashion industry, you didn't have a leadership role. And there is this feeling that makes you a little bit scared, right?
Yes.
Now, my question is, what do you offer these people from the corporate world who have um, a leadership position? What do you offer them?
So I know that many of them are really, they have a lot of stress and they oftentimes come to a point where they're frustrated because they put in so much effort, they work so much, they overwork. So they come to a point where they're also exhausted, where they cannot really enjoy their work anymore. So they just basically run on coffee and they miss out on their social life. So also their work life balance is really off and it affects their relationships and even their health because they probably get issues with sleeping, maybe, tension, muscle tension, headaches, and whatever that might be. So they cannot lead in the workplace in a good way. And they're also not able to enjoy their life a lot. So they're like in a treadmill. Like it's a really, difficult situation. But I also believe they cannot really probably escape it because there's always more to do. There's like a high pressure to perform.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
can help them to, yeah, to realize that there is a way out and that it's their programming that leads them to overwork and eventually burnout. So they will realize they can change their patterns, not the environment necessarily, but they can change themselves inside. And this will affect also their outside reality.
Mhm. So there's a lot you offer them.
Mm.
And my question is, why do you offer them? Why do you think you're the right person to help someone, anyone, with stress and burnout? What you described is typical burnout scenario. We talked about it in other sessions too. Why are you the person that can help anyone with that?
I mean, I can help anyone with it because I know I can help them to go to the root cause. So they understand, oh, I have to believe I have to do it all myself, for example, and like they can shift their core beliefs. So if they change the belief from, I have to do it all by myself or no one can do it better than me. So they will change how they behave. And I'm the expert in guiding a person to the root cause, whatever that root cause is for this specific person. And so it's not a one size fits all solution, but it's really tailored to the person. And since I obviously worked in this industry, I know it's really fast paced. There's a lot of focus, on the external things, but not so much on the internal world. So there's a lack of um, self connection there. And I'm the expert in helping people reconnect to their inner selves, to their inner child, to their inner, yeah, beliefs so they can change from the inside out. And that's why I am like the perfect person for that.
Yes, sounds like a bulletproof method you are offering them. And why this topic, stress and burnout?
So, I mean, like you said, we worked on this before, and I always had this like, is this really my topic? Because in the past, I felt it was too connected to me. And then I was a little bit also having a bad feeling about it. But I mean, I've been there. I really know how it's like. I really know, how,
I stop you here for a moment.
yeah.
You said, I've been there.
Yeah.
I know how it is, how it feels.
Yeah.
And that makes you an expert, right?
I mean, for myself, definitely. I mean, because I've walked it, I've been there, I did all the different things. I've tried a lot of things in order to overcome many things. So I've been motivated to learn everything about it. Yes.
And are you still in the place of burnout
No,
like you have been years ago?
no, definitely not.
So you know how to come out.
Yes.
Plus, you have now what you told me before, a bulletproof method where you just know what you do as an expert also. So you're an expert when we look at the experience, and you're an expert when we look at the how.
Mm.
Okay. Now let's go back a few steps when you said, I want to work with people who have a leadership role, but I've never been in a leadership position. Are you teaching them? Are you coaching them? Are you help? Are you telling them how to lead better? Are you helping them with business steps? Or are you helping them with their mindset and with your expertise?
Yeah. I mean, I help them to connect to their inner wisdom so they basically can make decisions on their own that are aligned. So I'm not telling them how to behave. So I just help them to realize what's been holding them back, and they understand by themselves then how they could act in a better way, basically.
And I saw you before a little bit smiling when I said that you are the expert in the topic and you are the expert in the method, and you do not have to be the expert in whatever they do because you are helping them with what's inside of them to overcome their struggle.
Yes.
Doesn't matter in which field they work, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Yeah. So also, even now, I have a client who's in a leadership role, and they're also having similar issues. And I mean, I'm not afraid of it, or I don't even see a problem in it. So I don't know why. I probably have in my mind a picture of a really like powerful person that could intimidate me. And probably that's causing me to feel a little bit, I maybe not be qualified enough or something like that.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting because you told me I had to stop you because you can go on and on and on why and how you can help them and why you help them, and that's amazing and that's good. But there is this feeling of scare you feel scared, and there's this feeling of maybe I'm not qualified enough
Mm.
for that. So with your permission, I would like to look at this feeling closer a little bit,
Yes.
because logically you already saw, well, actually I know, I
Yeah.
mean, I sounds like I have all that it takes,
Mm.
but something inside, few layers deeper, is still causing this feeling of being scared, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the story you tell yourself? You said it a little bit before when this feeling of I'm scared about that, I'm not qualified enough.
Mm.
What comes up? What's the story in your head?
I don't know. I think it's like a nervousness on, like, if there's this powerful person, I feel maybe I'm less than. Like if they're like, in a high position at a corporate company and they have a lot of power, a lot of material success. And I feel maybe I'm not there. I'm not equal in a sense.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for sharing. So you feel that when there is a super high successful person, you feel not equal because you are not there. Mhm.
I believe that. Like when I think at the workplace where I'm currently at, I don't really see it that much. I don't really fear it that much, but in my imagination, when I think, "Oh, I will need to work with these people," I feel also I'm like, will I need to be, like, very stiff? Or, like, if it's in a higher position, do I need to be, like, really, like, not me, I mean, I can be really professional, but I also like to have fun, and I like to be just a little bit not super serious all the time. So I don't wanna be this person who's like, this puts on a mask, like, for like, I don't wanna be this, like, LinkedIn person that seems, like, super, um I don't know. I mean, of course, I am serious and I do a serious job, but at the same time, I want to allow myself to be a little bit quirky or have just a little bit fun sometimes, however that might look like, even, on Instagram. I don't want to be like super stiff. And I'm a little bit afraid, probably also, that I need to be this stiff person if I want to work with that person that's in that position. That's also something that sort of comes up.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing this. And I wonder where this comes from. I wonder what's there underneath. And I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, this all belongs a little bit together. This fear or this feeling of I'm not equal, this I'm not qualified, and maybe I have to be stiff, not me, putting a mask on, don't want to do this anymore, right?
Mm.
Where does this come from? When was there a time when you really, really felt that? And if you like, you can also close your eyes to really go there, but you don't have to. Just tap now to go there into that feeling first, the feeling in the body. When you feel this coming up, I'm not equal, I'm not qualified enough, I'm not like that person, I'm not there where they are. I have to be stiff. I have to put a mask on it. I'm not free to be me.
I mean, I think it's also when I worked in the fashion industry. I mean, I was like, I mean, of course, you're like this persona, and then you're like, I don't know, behaving in a certain way.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I think I was myself, but in the beginning, obviously, I was trying to, I don't know, be just.
Let's go there. When you started working there in this fashion industry, how was this? Do you recognize this feeling you described there
It was nerve.
before?
It was nervous because it was my first. I mean, it wasn't my first. It was my first job. It was not my first internship. I started also with an internship in the beginning, and it also felt a little bit lonely in the beginning because they didn't really know where to put me, and I was in this huge building, and they were just restructuring. And like, this is when I started working there just as an intern, but still I feel it was a little bit like nervous. I didn't really belong. I didn't belong. This was a big topic because I was like nowhere, really fully, yeah, into a group of department or something. So I felt a little
Mhm.
bit like an outsider, and then I had to go for lunch on my own. When you start off, it's nice. You have someone, who's going with you. And then I just had to be like,
Mhm.
again, I think again, really independent. So it was, I mean, doable. It was not like horrible, but it was also not super nice.
Yeah, so you were nervous. You had this feeling of not belonging, right?
Yes.
You felt lonely.
Mm,
You were nowhere.
mm,
You were the outsider, the new one.
mm.
How did you feel there? Except of lonely, nervous, felt like the outsider. How did this make you feel?
I think like I need to prove myself,
Yeah, you need to prove yourself
so I belong.
that you belong.
Yeah.
Mhm. What else?
I think I need to be in a certain way so I will be accepted and belong.
Mhm.
Because otherwise,
Mhm.
if I don't belong, I'm lonely, and then I'm an outsider, and then I don't feel good. Then I feel
Lonely.
bad.
Mhm. Outsider. Mhm. I need to be in a certain way, need to prove so that I belong.
Mm.
I need to be in a certain way, cannot be who I am. How did this feel?
Yeah, like I need to also like I need to pretend. I need to pretend to be someone or some role that I fit in.
And how where was this feeling in the body? When you really
Mm.
remember, when you think about it, this feeling in the body, where is this?
It's like in the lower stomach area,
Lower stomach area. How does it feel there?
like nervous.
Nervous. Mhm. Nervous in the lower stomach area. Mhm. I just want you to observe that feeling without trying to change it, without trying to be it anyway. Just observe what's there.
Mm.
This nervous feeling in the stomach area coming together with all this feeling of not belonging, being feeling lonely, being nowhere, the outside. I need to prove in order to belong. I need to be in a certain way to pretend in order to belong.
And this reminds me like when I was like a teenager, obviously, and then because I'm gay, and then I felt I'm different and I need to be in a certain way to belong, and I cannot really be myself because otherwise maybe they will like treat me bad, or then I'm an outsider and again I don't belong. So I always need to feel I need to, fit in so I can find connection.
Mhm. Need to fit in, need to pretend, need to hide something that's you, right?
That's me exactly.
Mhm.
Because if I'm me, it could mean I have like I get rejected, or even like people are, yeah, being mad or being, aggressive towards me, like when they hurt me with words or even like physically, like when, because like, for example, like when I'm gay, it might mean I get hurt. So I'm
Yes.
friends. So this is dangerous.
Okay. I want you to really look at that version of you, this teenage version
Mm.
s- that's afraid to be himself because when he is himself, it has consequences. It will be punished.
Mm.
And when you visualize this teenage version of you, how does he look like? What does he do? What is his body posture? Where do you find him when you see this scene, when he has this fear?
Like one scene was like in the outside in the like it like there was like sort of a party, and it was dark. It was like I think the stars or even the moon was definitely out. And then like some boys they started to be like, "Oh, you're gay," and they started to throw like just little stones, like just not like more like to tease me, not to hurt me in a way, but obviously it was like threatening. So I got really scared, and then I just like left and ran away, but it was outside, like in like sort of in the woods. So I had to run, and then I was hiding in the like I was running, I don't know, like 50, 100 meters, and then I was hiding in the bush. So because I didn't know would they go after me or what would happen. So I felt just really scared and lonely and afraid.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. And I want you to look at this teenage Max.
Mm,
He's there, he's hiding in the woods to not get more bullied
mm,
because of who he is. I want that you observe him, look at him. You are an adult now, and this version is many years younger. First, I want you to recognize the differences between him and you. What's different?
I mean, I'm not like a teenage boy anymore, so I'm much taller. I mean, I know I have many different experiences because also now I met many people who said, "Oh my God, you're gay. That's amazing." Like even that's also strange, but um, yeah. So I'm just like I know that it's nothing like to be ashamed of or nothing that like makes me less. So, but I didn't know that when I was younger because I wasn't aware of, if this is okay or not. I was just like super unsure of what's going on.
And now you know it's okay.
No, no,
Yes.
it's okay.
Mhm. And you are not a teenage boy anymore. You have so much more experiences, so much more knowledge, and so much more wisdom. You have experienced the opposite, that people celebrate who you are,
Yeah.
and some of them they do not care which sexual orientation you have, and some find it really, wow, it's amazing, you're gay. Some like it. That's what I hear you say. So you experience so many more different experiences, so many
Mm,
other ways. But this teenage boy, he didn't know yet. He thought something's wrong with him, right?
mm, no.
Okay. I want you now to go to him,
Mm,
to the woods. There you are. And you stand in front of him. And you can give him your hand, or you can hug him if he likes to. Or you can look him in the eyes. And I want you now to say to him what he needs to hear, or to give him something what he needs in that moment.
I want to tell him that he's not alone and that
Tell him directly.
yeah, you're not alone and I'm here for you. And I know this is super hard and I'm sorry that you had to go through this, but there's nothing wrong with you. They are just stupid and they're just picking on you, but it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because, I don't know, I don't know, they are not aware of what's going on or you're different and yeah, it's, it's not, it's not your fault. And, it's safe for you to be you, even if you made this horrible experience in this moment. You are safe being yourself. And yeah, you shouldn't hold it in. You need to also talk about it and let it out because otherwise you'll always, keep this fear inside of you. So you are, yeah, you're loved and you're good just where you are. And I'm here for you.
What can you show him that gives him hope? What can you show him that he can trust your words and that he can know now that it's safe and it's brilliant who he is, everything he is?
Mm.
The trust he does not have to hide any part of him.
So there's always just coming this one other scene in. It's like when I was, I don't know, maybe 23 or something. I was in Berlin and then I was with my ex-boyfriend. And then also there was this like quite a tall guy walking behind us and he was like, you're gay. And then he was like sort of coming after me and also like wanting to, I don't know, like sort of hit me with his, with his foot. And it's sort of just like, uh, I didn't like really get hurt, but it just, I got like, it touched me. And then like my ex was super like, he was super loud. He was like, just leave him or leave us alone, whatever. Um, and then I guess he left, but this sort of was also like really scary. And so even this little boy, like now he still made like this also like when I was taller and experienced, it was like sort of showing me that it's scary and that it's not safe to be like me. Or yeah, I don't know.
Okay. That's very interesting that this also comes up, and that's very good that it comes up. It's so necessary because this also wanted to come to the surface. It had everything to do with that. Now, I want you to go to this version, the 23-year-old Max, and I want that you go there because he's also so scared. And again, he feels punished because of who he is. And I want that you go to him, look him in the eyes. You can hug him if that feels right. And maybe you can give him something that, that he needs now to feel better. And this can be words, this can be an object, or this can be anything that comes to your mind that feels right. That he can trust that it's good who he is.
Mm. I think it's just, because he feels different again. And it's like, it's dangerous because, like, when you're different, you can be attacked. And it's like, this can always, in a sense, it's like, this could always happen. I don't know. It's hard for me right now to tell him something that's, uh,
Yeah, of course, this can always happen when we be different. But if we would be all equal, what would happen then?
if we were,
If we all would be the same, well, we are all equal, but if we all would be the same and look the same and like the same, what would happen?
we would be like in a very boring world.
Exactly. We would be all wearing uniforms
Yeah.
and all the same.
And that's,
And there wouldn't be enough from what we all like because we all like the same. And there would be too much from the things we don't like because we all don't like the same.
yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah. So I mean, it's maybe a part of life. And I mean, even though you made these experiences, it doesn't mean you always have to make them. And in the end, nothing really happened to you. So, but this part, I think, just wanted to protect me because like it was really scared. So I think it's just needing to understand that it's okay to be me and it's safe to be me while I mean, obviously anything can always happen. I mean, we're never like sure like anyone could be also attacked for whatever. So I think it's just more trusting in that life is also, it's like supporting me in being myself instead of punishing me for being different. So I wanted to tell you, Max, you're supported and you made many experiences where people support you, where people celebrate you, where people, think you're amazing, where they even think because you're gay, that makes you special and exciting in a really positive way. Um, and they are really excited to to know you for that. So you will make more positive experiences where people actually just accept you the way you are and think you're like just really cool or they're not even interested in like whoever you love or not love because they are not worried or interested in it. So just know like that's so much more in your life and will be so much more than the negative experiences.
What, for example? What are examples when you didn't have negative experiences? I mean, I'm sure I have many, but what is one of the recent examples? Maybe something you told me today at the beginning of the call, which was very exciting, which you could do with who you really are.
I mean,
Then you,
to be, yeah, to be in the newspaper and to be, I mean, this wasn't about my sexuality, obviously, but also I don't care. Like today, I don't even care, you know? I mean, I'm like, I'm just the way I am.
exactly.
And I don't worry if someone would be like, is he gay? Like, I would be even, I mean, I would think probably it's even funny because it's like they are living in a very conservative world where they're not aware like this is just normal and it's not even something special. So I think I need to normalize it because I don't worry about it today. So yeah, people.
That's the key point. I'm sorry to interrupt you here.
Mm,
I do not worry about it today. Now, these versions, the teenage Max
mm,
and the 23-year-old Max, they do worry about it.
yeah,
And you mentioned also there is this part in you that wants to protect you, right?
yes,
And in order to protect you, he does what? The part, it does what?
yeah. In order to protect me, this part, I don't know, it keeps me. I mean, I don't know, it keeps me probably smaller. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
Keeps you back in any way.
yeah.
It protects you, and every protection can be a shield or a wall. And it makes us maybe safe,
Mm,
but for sure also a little bit trapped.
definitely true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
And now, when you, I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but when you now realize this part came up when you were this teenage boy,
mm,
where you had to hide in the woods, when you were this 23-year-old young man, also getting attacked in a way. But now you are not a teenager and you are not 23 years old, right?
yeah,
You do not believe anymore that there is a problem with your sexuality, and you know that there was never a problem with it. Just other people had a problem.
yes.
So now I ask you, when this part came up for those versions and you know that you are not these versions anymore,
Hmm,
is this still valid for you?
no.
And does
Yes.
this part help you?
No, it doesn't because it keeps me, it's holding me back.
Yeah. And though we have to recognize that this part wants to help, here to help, every part which is within you and in ourselves is there for you, wants to help you. But maybe now you can give him another strategy to help you. How can it really help you, this part?
It can be like my motivation. It can be like you have so much to give to the world, and instead of shielding me from it, it can be like you've got this, and people want to see it, and people are even excited for the real you. So it can be like a supporter that's making me excited to show up as the most real version, instead of yeah, holding me back and being afraid of yeah, not showing up.
Hmm. Okay. And where would you feel, or how would you see or feel or hear the support and motivator within you that says you have so much to give, Max? You've got this. People want to see it. People want to see you. And this part makes you so excited. where would you feel it? Or what would you sense? What would you hear?
I think it's a power. It's like an energy in this lower stomach area where now it's nervousness. It would be like more an energetic feeling that's like driving me, and giving me a sense of action, instead of this nervousness that's like causing me to procrastinate or not act.
Okay, great. Now let's go there.
Mm,
You said there is now this nervousness, and I just want you to not to change it at all, but to again be there with this nervousness.
mm.
Observe it. And maybe you, if you like, can also internally repeat what you really want. This part who wants to help you to be like a supporter, a motivator, someone who makes you excited, who makes you realize that the world needs you with all that makes you you.
And it makes me feel equal, makes me feel
Equal.
not like I know I'm not less or less worthy or just below someone. It makes me just know this supporter also makes me know there isn't a person that would be too successful or too accomplished for me to be working with because yeah, it's just supporting me and being like the real you has like it's got this.
And when you observe now this feeling in the stomach, you've got this. People need you exactly who you are. You are equal, like we all are.
Mm.
How does this feeling in the stomach feel now?
It's more it's more relaxed.
It's more relaxed. Okay. Do you think this part understands now what you really need?
Like 80%.
Okay. Ask it. What's the 20% that's missing?
Yeah. What's the trust? Trust.
Bastian,
Trust in that I'm safe.
are you safe right now, Max?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel safe?
Feel safe. And I am safe right now.
Yes. What can you do or say that reassures this part of you that you are safe? You've got this.
I think that it's okay also to let go of the feelings from the past that were like helping to protect me, like that I'm, yeah, validating this and just allowing it to be while knowing it's not me anymore.
And now, what does this part say?
Mm.
Is it okay to switch the role?
Mhm.
It still protects you, right? It protects you actually better because it allows you to move forward and to choose what you're going to do
Mm.
rather than reacting and hiding,
Yeah.
right?
Ex-
Mhm. So, do you feel that this part has shifted now to the support and motivator to help you move forward instead of holding you back?
I think it wants like a little bit time of transition,
How much time?
like a few weeks.
Are you okay with that? A few weeks?
I
Or
think
do you want to have it now?
it feels just a little bit like sticky. So I think it just really wants to make sure now that this is like real. And I think it's for me, it's okay if it's like gradually shifting and transforming. So it just needs to happen
How will you know that it's keeping transforming and shifting?
because it will get lighter. Like the energy in my stomach area will be more at ease. There's going to be less tension and it's going to be just more positive energy coming from that because now it's also trapping like my life energy in a sense there because it's keeping me like safe and stuck. Safe and stuck. So I will have more energy also and I'll be more just doing more in a really excited way instead of being like nervous. Like it's just becoming more of an engine instead of a brake. Yeah.
Mhm. Now, as this part is very connected to these two versions
Mm.
of you, the teenager and the 23-year-old Max, I want you to go to them again, first to the teenager, and I want that you ask him if he wants to come with you to a safe space, to a safe world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes? Then take him with you, and then you go to this 23-year-old version of you
Mm.
and you ask him the same.
Yeah, why not? He's open.
Okay.
Mm.
And then you bring them to your world now and you show them around and you show them the newspaper article. You show them everything where you have been celebrated, where you are supported, where you have been supported, what you have achieved because of who you are, and everything you want to show them that you think makes them feel comfortable and safe to
Mm.
be who they are, with everything that makes them.
That's much better. Much more.
Mm.
All right.
Say it again, much more
Much more calm
calm.
Mm.
Where?
in the stomach area.
Ah. And it's calm. And what else do you observe there?
More free, more room, less
Oh,
nervousness or almost none.
amazing. So now I want you to tell these old versions of you that they can now stay with you forever. This teenage boy never has to go back there and hide. And the 23-year-old version also doesn't have to be scared and afraid anymore. How do they feel?
I think relieved.
Relieved, yes. And I want you now, if it feels right for you, to hug them. And you can even take your arms now and bring them around. And you hug these old versions of you. And in your mind, you can tell them all the things they need to hear again, everything they need to hear. You hug them, and you feel so safe. They feel so good. And they are so proud of who they are, who they become, which is you. You've done it. You went through that. And you are now in a safe place. You celebrate who you are completely. It was them. They were afraid of being different. They thought they had to mold into whatever other people think in order to not get attacked. But you don't. You're safe. You know it's good who you are. And they feel so safe with you. And right now in this hug, they melt with you together. There's a special place in your heart for them where they will be there from now on, always. And anytime, whenever you feel this feeling of I'm not equal, I should be different, I'm not right, anything that has to do with this feeling, then you just go in there, you check with them, and you ask them what they need today to feel safe. What you can do today to feel safe, to be who you are, so that they can be who they are, and you are who you are. And then you do. And sometimes it's just a time of stillness. Sometimes it's just to do what you want without proving anything, but just having fun. Sometimes it's just to remind yourself, well, that was back then, but I'm so different. And it will always be a different thing you need, but it will always be there. You will always be there. You will always be safe from now on to be who you are. And people will celebrate you because you celebrate you. And you will feel equal because you will be around people who appreciate you and who also think that they are equal and you are equal and we all are equal. Sometimes it's just that we forget our worth. We think we feel we are not worthy because the environment we are in doesn't have the same values. It's the same like when someone goes with the best horse he has to someone who sells cars. Well, this is the most expensive horse he has. But for the person who sells cars, doesn't have a lot of worth. But when this same person goes to stable where they look for horses, well, then he and the horse will suddenly feel so much more worthy.
Mm.
But the truth is, the worth has always been the same. But sometimes the environment cannot see it. And maybe back then you were also surrounded by people who couldn't see it yet. And also because when someone is attacking someone or bullying someone, you know now that this person has a lot of problems themselves. And it's not about you. If it wasn't about being gay, they will find something else. People get bullied for so many reasons by people, the bullies, who have so many problems.
Mm.
It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with what you do. It has nothing to do with who you are. So much to do with the problems these people. How do you feel now?
Relaxed and more free and at ease.
What do you feel in your stomach?
It's just more calm and less nervous.
What is there instead of nervous?
I think it's self-love and trust.
Oh, and remind me, what did this part need?
Trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now check in with this part again. Is it ready to go to transform now?
Yeah, I think so. It just really needed to know it's safe. So now it trusts.
Now it trusts. So now it's ready to become the supporter and the motivator.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Perfect.
Wow. I
Amazing.
just need a moment to feel it.
Yes, enjoy it and stay there. Just feel it. Feel this feeling in your stomach and focus on that feeling. And the more you focus on it, the stronger it becomes. And it gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And just by thinking of it, you can make it even stronger. Now you see even a scale, and the scale goes up. This is the scale that shows how strong you feel this feeling, and it goes up from 50 to 100 to 200 to 500, 1,000, 10,000. It goes up, 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 up again. And I want you now to take the thumb and one finger and bring them together and re-anchor this feeling now in your body. Because whenever these old versions of you need to feel that feeling, or you need it, when there comes any hesitation or any little relict of the old program, you just put these two fingers together. Now you have them together and you make this feeling even more stronger, 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 stronger. It goes up, 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 up to 100,000, 500,000, even more up, 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 up. And you sink into that feeling. You feel this feeling radiating from the stomach out in your entire body, through your body, above your body. You are surrounded by this feeling, and this is so strong, and it's always there for you. You can release these fingers. Just stay there and enjoy. And know this feeling is always there for you. You've healed an old part, a wounded, two wounded versions of you. They are now healed and integrated, upgraded in a version of you who trusts, in a version of you who is full of self-love, in a version of you who celebrates you, who loves you, who feels so safe and so amazing of who you are. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and you know this feeling will still be there for you.
Wow. Yay.
How do you feel?
I feel really good.
Amazing.
I feel really good, really energized.
Oh, that's what you wanted. I have it on my list. What you wished.
Exactly.
Ah, so good. So good. And I see it. I see the transformation. You did such a good work. It's so beautiful to see it. And you can watch the video and you can see, just if you watch the first part and then you pause and you go to the end
Mm.
and you see the difference in your posture and in your praise.
Yeah.
You said you want to work with someone in the corporate world who's a leader. You help them with stress and burnout because you're an expert. And you help them because you're also an expert in the method you offer. And this person can benefit from everything, from your life experience with burnout and stress, and from your expertise. When you think about now going further and doing all the steps you need to talk to this person, to get out and make everything you share for this person, how do you feel?
I feel, yeah, I mean, I don't feel any resistance. I just think it's like, just like normal. Like when I now work with a person who like, where I don't have this fear, I think now I'll just be like, yeah, okay. I mean, I've got this and I can do it. And it's not, there's nothing that's stopping me. Like, because I can do it.
Amazing. So, what's the next step you take?
So the next step is only the question. So the only thing is that, like, because I think like I have the logical approach that tells me start with the corporate client, and I have the sort of the aspirational idea to work like directly go and focus more the um celebrity makeup artist or something. So that's also just something where I'm not 100% sure of. what's the next step is because like whenever I think of the celebrity artist, it's more like it excites me more. But like I feel I limit myself in order to grow my business also because I know there are many people who are working in the corporate world I could help. So it's just like I think the perspective, like just taking action to just take action, that's definitely like the most important part to just take action, even if it's not like 100% clear, like what exactly I would address. It's just more important to take action because I've now a lot of clarity. Um, yeah. So I will just start to focus and commit myself to create content and just do it. So no more waiting.
How will you find out that this is the right niche? Either one you start with, the corporate one when you start with that. How will you find out that this is the right?
I mean, it's always by trying.
Exactly. And you already said taking action. And we, all humans, we want to know before.
Yes,
And then we try to solve it in our head,
exactly.
to have it all clear, to know everything and all the outcomes, but this will never happen. We can only know when we do.
It's true. The only thing is I'm afraid that if I focus now on the corporate clients, I will leave out the celebrity makeup clients because I feel they are already in a way, they are already interested in manifesting and everything. And the corporate client is more connected to my older version. So I help them become a better version while the makeup artist for me is already a little bit more ahead. So I think this is the approach. Like just they are different persona in a way.
Yeah. And when you say, well, I will find out by trying,
Mm,
no one says that you can only try one.
exactly. That's very true.
You can try both. And yeah, I know we are already over time.
Yes.
So, but this was very fascinating for me, for everyone who's watching. I hope too. And what was your biggest takeaway, Max?
Like I never thought this would come up related to this topic. I was like, I mean, that's a big takeaway that yeah, not feeling different could be dangerous, could lead to something like I'm afraid to work with someone in a different level of expertise. Like this is a massive takeaway because I would have not probably linked this like just logically in my head. So um that's a big takeaway for me that it's outdated, of course, and now I don't need to hold on to this anymore.
Amazing. Amazing. I'm so excited
Me.
for you.
Thank you so much. This was amazing
Thank,
and really amazing.
thank you.
I never expected this to happen. So
It's always a surprise, right? Where our subconscious brings us
yeah,
to.
totally.